The Emperor is in here.
Thank you, Sergeant. Emperor Wilhelm, I have the plans to take over Europe.
Von Schlieffen? Is that you? Didn't you die in January last year?
Yes, Emperor. January the 4th, to be exact. I'm actually a zombie now.
Okay then, right. So, have you revised the Schlieffen plan?
Yes, sir. Through reconnaissance, we realized the power of Belgian resistance, the effectiveness of the British Expeditionary Force, and we've also seen that the Russian mobilization will be far quicker, and the French railway system will have some effect too. See, sir, if you look at the maps here, we can take over all of Europe in a simple 5-step program. 57% of the German army will be stationed against the borders with France, only pulling light reconnaissance missions and looting missions, while the same amount of the Austro-Hungarian army will be used to occupy Switzerland, and part of the Italian army will also be moved through the southern borders of France. At the same time, the Turkish Ottoman Empire and Bulgaria will move up to attack Serbia and Romania. The remaining German and Austro-Hungarian forces will be used to reinforce the Russian border. 3% of Austro-Hungarian forces will be sent down to reensure the destruction of Serbia and Romania. 20% of the German Navy will be sent up by Russia to reinforce our border there, while the remaining Navy and 70% of Italian forces will be sent down into southern France, but mainly to annex Spain so we can attack Portugal. By now we will have annexed Spain, Serbia, and Romania, and all of our forces will be pooled into one giant army. 20% of the forces in Spain and 70% of our remaining forces will be pushing through southern France to get over the mountain range. We will then begin an offensive into Portugal, using the 80% of soldiers in Spain, as well as Spanish conscripts. 97% of our navy will be helping out to create a blockade over Spain to protect Portugal from getting reinforcements from both England and France. By the time Phase 2 is complete, we'll have annexed Portugal and covered southern France's mountain range. From here, a large blockade will be created to stop access from other countries to giving supplies to Europe, so that they will be forced to take dangerous northern routes. The blockade will also ensure that England and France do not support other countries like Portugal, which have just recently been taken over. From here, 70% of our forces will move quickly up through France, because most of the population centers are in the north. The 40% of soldiers guarding the Russian border will now begin an offensive, taking over part of Russia. In Step 4, we see that all of the mainland of Europe is taken over, leaving only England and Russia. At this point in time, our navy will surround England, creating a virtual siege. 60% of our military forces will be taking over England. This will subsequently be followed up by our attack on Russia, using 40% of our forces. This concludes Step 5 in the Schlieffen plan for taking over Europe. Although the Schlieffen plan only contends with Europe, I do suggest that we keep a naval blockade to prevent aid from the outside world, and that we continue our assault into Russia, leaving some forces behind to police the newly annexed territories of Germany.